Okay.
We good to go?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Good evening, everybody. Thank you again for joining us this evening. My name is Montserrat Oni. I am the new chair of the Social Services Committee. I've been on the CB17 board for about a year now, and this is my first committee chair appointment. I have lived in Brooklyn my whole life. I've lived in CB17 for about 3 years, and have enjoyed being on the community board and excited to work with this group. So first we're gonna start with a roll call. Carol, are you gonna do the roll call?
No, you can do it.
Okay. Sorry, y'all, give me a second. Okay, Diana Gay.
No, you just let them say their names. Let them introduce themselves.
Got it.
This way,
Okay.
as you get to who's here, and I can mark down the guests.
Okay, great. So everyone just go around and introduce yourself. And if you could let me know how long you've been on the Social Services Committee, that would be super helpful. Start with Andrew. You're muted.
You can all unmute yourselves.
Thank you. So sorry, WebEx is new for me.
Okay.
I'm Andrew Tresca. I am with Home Life Services. I guess I could give you kind of my tenure with Home Life, which is about to be 5 years next month.
Thank you.
Master, just to be clear, are we doing roll call for members of the community board or for the external parties that are presenting tonight?
Everybody's here.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone who's here, and then Carol will note who's community board and who's a presenter.
Yes.
So I'll just
Rita
read.
McCain Brown, committee member.
And how long have you been on the committee?
About 4 to 5 years.
Great, thank you. I'll just call the names that I have on the participant list, and then you can introduce yourself. Haley.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Haley Nolasco, Assistant Deputy Commissioner of Intergovernmental and Legislative Affairs at the Department of Social Services. And I have been with the agency for 8 months now, but I am not a stranger to Community Board 17, as I am a Brooklyn girl. So I'm glad to be here this evening to present.
Thank you. Nicola. Nicola Hammond.
Hi, good evening. Nicola Hammond from DHS, Associate Commissioner. I've been in the Department of Homeless Services for 16 wonderful years. And I'm happy to be here to collaborate with the community board as well as our partner, Home Life.
Thank you. Parmjit.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Paramjit Singh. I'm Program Administrator with DHS, been here for 6 years, and I'm also happy to collaborate with you guys.
Thank you. Renee.
Good evening, everyone. I am a member of the Home Life team, Director of Program Operations and Quality Control. I have been with the organization over a year now, but I have worked within the DHS provider portfolio for over a decade.
Thank you. Rihanna.
Hi, good night, everyone. My name is Rihanna. I'm the domestic violence advocate with Safe Horizon at the 6-7 precinct. I've been there for about 4 years now.
Thank you. Sharon.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Sharon Murray from Home Life as well. I am the Director of Shelter Operations and Quality Control. I have been with Home Life approximately 13 years, but I've been also in shelter environment for 20 plus years.
Thank you. Tracy.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Tracy Ann Otti Brown. I am the Assistant Commissioner for DHS. I've been with the agency now 15 years.
Thank you. See T.S. Candy. Give you a sec. Yuri.
Hi, good evening. I'm Yuri Sanchez, the Brooklyn Board Director at DSS. I've been with the agency since 2016.
Thank you. And Candy, one more time, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm so sorry about that. I'm in two different meetings. Please forgive me. My name is T.S. Candy. I am the Executive Director of Black Trans Nation. If you're selling soda pop, and I'm the founder, so we've been here for 3 years. Always.
Thank you very much. So I do not think we have enough board members to do an approval of last meeting minutes. So we can move straight to the presentation from Department of Social Services.
Great, thank you so much. Again, thank you everyone for your time and for allowing us to come this evening before you to present. We will be here today in partnership with Department of Homeless Services, of course, and Home Life to be able to present to you all on a shelter in the community that will be 9720 Kings Highway within Brooklyn, New York. And the location will be serving families with children. Having said that, I would love to now do a quick round of, well, we already did introductions, so you already know who's here. So I will now kick it on over to the team over at Home Life to just give you a brief overview of the location and the types of services that will be provided. And then after that, we would love to take some Q&A. So today will be the time to ask any questions that you may have, and we would love to respond to them as needed. So I'll pass it on over to Andrew. Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. Hi, guys, again. I realized that I didn't say my title earlier, so I'm Andrew Tresca. I'm the Senior Director of Agency Operations and Development with Home Life Services. Like I said, I've been with Home Life for, it's about to be 5 years, in this role for almost a year, actually. The anniversary is kind of a line. However, I've been in administrative role for my tenure with the organization. I do not know WebEx too well. I'm going to attempt to share my PowerPoint now. I prepared a couple of slides for you guys, so I'm hoping this does what it's supposed to.
Wonderful.
You guys just, yeah, okay, great. I'm gonna give you a full
See.
screen
Andrew,
here.
1 second, before you keep going, Carol, is this
Sure.
meeting being recorded? Carol, can you hear me?
Montserrat, I don't know if it's helpful, but I did see a recording like in my upper right-hand corner, so I believe it is being recorded.
Okay, that is helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I was talking to one of the members. Yes, it is being recorded.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so like I said, I'm going to briefly go through some of these slides. I will pass it over to Renee and Sharon to discuss some more specifics around the program, but I'd love to just give you guys a quick background on Home Life and kind of who we are. So again, we're Home Life Services, Inc. Our new facility, which Haley just mentioned at 9720 Kings Highway, will be known as Royal Family Residence. So again, kind of who we are, we're a nonprofit organization operating homeless shelters in partnership with DHS now since 1995. We were founded by our current CEOs, Susan Alter and Gerald Schreck. And during that time, we've operated a variety of different programs, including DV shelters, as well as families with children facilities, which will be this facility, as Haley mentioned, as well as adult family shelters. So we've kind of had our hands in multiple different programs over the years. At this point in time, we hold 15 contracts. Really, this just became 16, but 15 contracts that are currently active with the Department of Homeless Services. 11 of those contracts are families with children facilities, which includes one sanctuary facility that we opened in response to the recent asylum seeking influx to respond to that crisis. Again, and when I said 16 contracts, we're actually open our second sanctuary facility in the coming weeks. So that will be a total of 12 families with children facilities and 4 adult family facilities. And our facilities are located in the Bronx, Queens, and Brooklyn. Just to touch on our mission a little, of course, our top priority is to provide, exceptional temporary transitional housing to our New Yorkers who are experiencing homelessness. But another big part of our mission, in general, not only being to our clients and those that we serve, but also just to our people in general, which includes our communities. So it's very important to us to have, productive and positive relationships with our communities. And a way that we kind of go about doing that, just so you guys know a bit more about us and kind of like what we stand for as an organization internally, we really promote like a culture of positivity and kind of hold all of our employees accountable to living by what we call our culture platform, which kind of represents our agency's core values and beliefs. And we really believe that by focusing on this and really pushing this for our people, our employees, that it will, better the experiences of our clients while in our programs, while in our shelters, and by extension, our communities. So it's something that we really take pride in, with that focus. And we really think that it does translate into our programs positively and effectively. So again, we kind of mentioned it, but just some brief demographics. Again, the facility is located at 9720 Kings Highway. This building will be a mixed population, so it will have 101 shelter units of families with children. That consists of 78 one-bedroom apartments, 17 two-bedroom apartments, and 6 three-bedroom apartments. And there will also be 13 permanent residents at the building that are currently in leases, and they will not be part of the shelter program. So at this point, I'm gonna ask Sharon or Renee, whichever one of you guys want to take it, just to talk a little bit more specifically about our program and sort of our on-site services.
Hi, good afternoon again, everyone. So our general shelter model encompasses case management, housing services, clinical support, recreational services, and because this is a family with children site, DOE coordination. Apart in conjunction with the culture that Andrew had briefly spoke with, we take case management extremely serious in understanding that we do not do cookie cutter approach. We really pride ourselves on ensuring that we fully assess the families that are within our facilities, identifying their individual needs and barriers, and linking them to the support and services that they need. With that being said, we partner with DHS as well as other organizations to ensure that our staff, our case management staff, is adequately trained in order to fully assess and also link the families to those services. One of our primary obligations contractually is to link our families to permanent housing. So on site, we will have housing specialists whose sole responsibility is to partner with the community, get to know the landlords, not only within the community, but also in areas that the families have identified that is suitable for their transition into permanency and adequately move them into permanent housing. Our clinical support staff will include what are called client coordinators. They are licensed master social workers, as well as they are supervised by a licensed clinical social worker to provide them with the services to make sure that we are meeting the emotional and mental needs of our families. And that also applies to permanent housing as well, making sure that if permanent housing for the family needs to be something, something of the sort like supportive housing, which it allows the family to maintain permanency for a longer period of time versus a temporary program, they can also give them that support around that. Recreational services, the primary focus are the children, but this is families with children, and just like you and I, we do intend to make sure that the families enjoy and are comfortable within our shelters, that they can adequately transition into the community. So therefore, our recreational services are not just events on site, but we do intend to partner with the community. In some of our other programs, we have done neighborhood cleanups, we have done or participated in block parties and things of that nature, to make sure that the families really understand what recreational looks like and give them a peace of mind, and therefore they can overcome the stigma that is sometimes associated with being in shelter. And then last but certainly not least, we know the importance of education. So once everything moves forward, we will definitely have a DOE liaison on site to ensure that our children are enrolled in school. We monitor their attendance heavily, and we will coordinate with the schools that they attend to make sure that their needs are also being met. Thank you. Sharon?
Hi, good evening again. So one of our community linkages is Children's Museum of Manhattan, which is also called CMOM. And the families are invited to come out to the museum and to interact with the staff there, as well as CMOM coming onto site and installing interactive, I'll say toys that the kids can use on a daily basis. We're also with Troop 16, which is the Girl Scouts. Troop 6000, which is the Girl Scouts. We've been also linked with them since about 2016. We usually are able, we have a high number of girls that's always interested. The uniforms are free to them. There's no charge for them to join, and it's a really great program, hands-on. The pajama program, we partnered with them roughly in about 2016 as well. And throughout the year, they give pajamas and books. They have people come out and do presentations and read books to the children as well. We also partner with the community affairs at the local precinct to ensure that the children are able to participate in any programs that's being conducted there. We've also had a great success with them coming out and for Christmas and sharing toys with the kids, with Santa Claus. So they've really been a great support to the shelter system as well as dropping off turkeys through the holidays like Thanksgiving. God Squad is in the area. They have also been a great resource to us. They've assisted in our back to school program where we give out the backpacks. We usually get the donation from VOA through DHS, which is Volunteers of America. And God Squad comes out. They assist with purchasing food for the cookout, as well as bringing big interactive toys and games that the kids are allowed to play with for several hours for the day. We've also partnered with Lasante Health Center. They offer everything from mental health, physicals for parents as well as the children. They've assisted in ensuring that the kids receive all of their vaccinations. They were a great help during COVID, where they offered the vaccine to all of Home Life staff. So they were really a great resource as well. So they're not only for the families as well, they are for the staff as well. So they're very supportive.
Thanks, guys. So I guess I'll touch on quickly, and of course, Sharon or Renee, you could jump in if you would like to, but we wanted to just share with you guys as well just some of our accomplishments in terms of housing. Like Renee mentioned earlier, among all of our responsibilities, chief are placements and connecting families to permanent housing. So we wanted to give you some of our stats. So last year, which the year runs from December 2021 to November of 2022, our agency as a whole, so across all of our shelters, moved over 590 families into permanency. Of that 590, 350 were families with children and 240 were adult families. And then presently on our year-to-date numbers from December 2022 to the present, we've moved a total of 240 families into permanency. 150 of those are families with children, and 90 of those are adult families. So that kind of concludes our presentation. Again, our contact info is on the screen there for us. I did just want to add that once we get closer to opening the facility, there will be, of course, director level staff assigned to this facility. So there will be a program director, there will be a social services director, a security director, and those three people will be the main contacts for the location and for the facility. And, you know, they will have, there will be 24/7 availability to those individuals. But as we approach opening, those persons will be identified. And that concludes it.
Thank you so much, Andrew and
sure.
team. So opening up the floor to questions.
Monica McCain Brown with a few questions, and I want to just say thank you for all of you being here and making this presentation for us in Community Board 17. The first question is for Andrew. I know everything is a done deal, but Brooklyn is already saturated, gentrification and everything else. Isn't there a need for shelters probably in Manhattan and Staten Island? I see that your focus has been Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Queens. How is it? As a former assistant principal, guidance counselor, and one who has worked with parents who are willing when they become homeless to relocate wherever, is it possible that maybe those two other boroughs can be looked at in terms of building homeless shelters?
Sure. So I'll say, Haley, I know you're about to say something and I'm sure you'll add, but I just wanted to reference, hi, Monica, thank you for addressing that question to me. I will just clarify that it just so, those happen to be the only boroughs that our organization currently has programs in, but I'm sure Haley is about to add that DHS does have programs amongst all boroughs, but it just so happens that our programs are only located in those three boroughs.
Yes.
Any reason for that?
Yes, so that's correct. So I
working
could
with
jump in.
DHS?
Thomas Brown, I'm sorry, I could jump in a little bit here. So DHS, as you may be aware, contracts with a variety of different providers that have shelters all across the city. And our agencies, especially during this administration now, we really want to make shelter and providing services to our vulnerable New Yorkers a 5-borough effort. So we do have shelters in other boroughs, and we want to have a more equitable lens moving forward around like concerns that you're having around saturation. So we do understand that there are some areas in the city that may have more than others, and because of that, we do want to continue to take a more equitable lens moving forward in how we cite shelters. So specifically, recently we did cite some shelters in Staten Island, the Upper West Side, and other places throughout the city. So that is something that we are grappling with right now, especially with the the reality of this issue that's facing our city.
And I'm glad to hear that, because I was just to say also that Manhattan and other boroughs have been facing quite an abundance of homelessness also. So
Absolutely.
that's good. Okay, and I just wanted one other question to Ms. Langley in terms, and again, you all spoke well. In terms of Department of Ed, for instance, I do hope that there is going to be well-coordinated efforts on the part of your organization and DOE in terms of monitoring children, monitoring attendance, and making sure that students in shelters are well taken of, because that has been a great issue. And I think it's very important. The services you say that you'll be provided seem great. And I hope that it does become a reality and it's not just something that's being said.
Yes,
Ms.
thank you.
Monica?
Yes.
This is Ms. Hammond from DHS, if I may. We
Yes.
have a long-standing collaboration with the DOE, and we currently have a system in place whereby not just for this shelter, for the entire shelter system, we get school attendance data. and we work very closely with our DOE partners in monitoring school attendance for all children in shelter. And we work on a number of pilots with our shelters to help to improve school attendance. So this is not just lip service. This is a long-standing collaboration because we know how important it is for the children in shelter to get to school, and know that we will continue the same collaboration with this location as well.
And thank you. It sounds good. And I do hope, as you said, it's not lip service, because I've also had my experiences with working in various schools and knowing some of the things that happen besides reading on the news. So thank you.
You're welcome, Ms. Monica.
Thank you. Do we have any other community questions?
Yes, hi, I have a question, Rihanna Samuel. So for the intake process for this shelter, is it like normal shelters? Do they have to go through PATH in regards to being placed in the shelter here?
Yes, that's correct. All the families that would be in this location would go through the regular procedures with DHS through intake.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a couple questions. The 13 permanent residents, they've been living in the facility, and are they at all associated with DSS?
That's correct. They've been living in the facility, and no, they are not associated with DSS.
And another question someone had sent to me earlier is, for staffing the facility, is there an attempt to ensure that people who are going to be working there are people from the community, you know, so that we're bringing jobs to the community at the same time that we're in some ways removing the housing stock?
Certainly. That's actually preferred. It's preferred for as many staff members to be from the immediate community, specifically, you know, director level staff, or, you know, supervisory staff, so that they are able to, you know, respond more readily to emergencies. So that's, yes, in short, that is correct.
And Andrew, would you let them know where they'd be able to apply if they were interested, or where they could go to look at the open positions?
Sure, yes. So again, as we approach, all positions are posted. We primarily use Indeed for our job postings, so they can certainly be found there. That will be the primary location for all postings, and all postings, you know, from security guard to recreation staff, case management, you know, supervisor, director level, are all posted there.
And what would people search on Indeed to find this?
They could search like Home Life, you know, our agency name, or that's attached to everything, or again, to be more specific, because that might pull up all positions within our network. So from other boroughs as well, or other areas, they could search more specifically the Royal Family Residence, or the address will be attached to the job postings.
Thank you. Do we have any other community questions for the Home Life team?
Yes, sorry, Rihanna, again, one more question. I just wanted to ask how you guys go about your partnerships. Like I said, I do work with Safe Horizon in the 6-7 precinct. So I'm just wondering like how I could get in contact with someone to see if we could, you know, assist you guys in any way, any of the families that you guys are going to bring into the shelter.
Absolutely. I mean, truthfully, Rihanna, our contact, the three of us on this call, is great. You could contact us directly, and we will certainly engage you in that partnership. That's much appreciated.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us. Appreciate the time and the information.
Sure. Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Bye, guys.
You too. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Okay, thanks everyone for participating in that. The next thing that would on the agenda would be the chairperson's report and updates. Because this is my first meeting, I do not have any updates. So I want to open the floor to new business. Does anyone have any new business items that you would like to bring up for the group? No? Okay. I also see we have a couple, oh, we lost some people, but a couple new people who joined since we did roll call. Janice, would you mind introducing yourself and how long you've been on the board or the Social Services Committee?
Hey, good night, everyone. My name is Janice Reed, and I've been on the committee board for about 13 years, and I am also a former chair of the Social Services Committee. So that's my intro. Sorry, I was unable to log into the WebEx, so I had to call to get the links reset to me. So sorry I was late attending, signing on.
And Tanya, I don't think we got an introduction from you. Tanya Kerr. Okay, Mulene Mickle.
Hi, I am Mulene Mickle. I've been with the community board for about 5-6 years, I think. I am also in the education committee. Okay. And I look forward to having a great time with this year's committee board. I noticed that there was a problem. Why did we have so many cancellations? Nobody seemed to tell us anything about the cancellations, why we weren't having the meetings all along. We didn't have someone.
Yeah, from my understanding, the former chair needed to step down. And the chair of the board was looking for someone who would be willing to step in for the committee.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to spend a long time tonight because I recently did a knee replacement surgery, so I can't sit for long.
Understood. I don't think we have too long of an agenda today. Rhonda, we didn't get an introduction from you.
Hi, good evening. I'm the former chair of the Social Services Committee. And yes, I had to step away because I'm in school, so it was conflicting with this committee. But you guys are off to a great start, and I'm looking forward to some fun and upcoming things.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming tonight. Sandra?
Hi, everyone. My name is Sandra. I'm not feeling so well, so that's why I can't really put myself on video, but I wanted to be a part. This is my first committee meeting. I'm excited to be a part of it. My professional background is in human resources. So hopefully, my experience could bring something to the community board meeting here in social services. Hi, everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Anyone else who did not introduce themselves to the group or to me, because I'm still getting to know people. Okay, so if we do not have any new business,
Hi, sorry, I wasn't able to unmute.
Oh, no
apologies.
No problem.
Hi, I'm Sharon Marshall. I'm a resident of the district, but I'm also employed by the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene in the Bureau of Brooklyn Neighborhood Health. And so I serve as one of the liaisons for Community Board 17. I'm also the liaison for Community Board 3, and I provide any technical assistance, data, and assistance in providing resources that the agency has towards any of the programs, initiatives, and things that you want to develop, including assistance with the development of your district needs statement as it relates to health. I won't be able to stay on very long because I'm multitasking, but I do enjoy being a part of this meeting, especially since I'm a resident of the district.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sabine, have you introduced yourself to the group?
Good evening. No, I did not. I was actually having some technical issues trying to get on, so I had to log back out and log back in. My name is Sabin Jacques. I've actually been on this community board. I don't know if it's fully official, but I've pretty much have been very proactive in speaking up for certain things in terms of the community. And I have a healthcare background, so anything that I can do and contribute, I certainly would like to help this group. And so that's it for me. And I certainly will be here. Hopefully, if anything is needed and I can help in any way, I look forward to see what we can do this year. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Just got an email from someone who's trying to join but can't, so give me 1 second. Anyone else that did not get to introduce themselves to the group? Okay, so I know no one has any specific new business, but as I'm new to the board, I do not have a specific like year-long agenda. So I'd like to open up the floor to just a community discussion of what people who've been on the Social Services Committee before have done in the past, what's been successful. You know, are there any sort of dream programs that have been talked about but haven't been implemented in the past, and you know what we think we as a group can do over the next handful of months?
Mulleen Mickle.
Yes.
I think over the years we had fairs, health fairs, where we invited groups of organizations to come and share whatever they have. And Miss Reed, the last time, Miss Reed, was it you? You did the last health fair, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That was
Yeah.
last year.
So I think it's an annual thing, so I don't know if that's possible this year.
Do you know what month that usually happens in?
It's in the warm weather. It's so it has to be towards the end of the year.
Okay.
It was held in June last year.
June. Okay.
Okay. So we can definitely discuss that. Hi, Dolores. Thanks for joining. You want to introduce yourself to the group?
Yes, hi. I'm sorry for my tardiness. I've been trying to log in for the past 40 minutes, I think.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just had to copy it and paste it and figured that I could do it that way. So everybody, hi. This is my first time on this. So bear with me. I don't know anybody in here, so I figured that I would try to get to know my community a little bit better, and get involved a little bit more, since I am a business person in the community. And I just want to hear what the agenda is for the evening. See if I can give my 2 cents, if possible. But I just want to, since this is I don't know what to expect, so I don't want to say too much. My name is Dolores Murat, and I'm a business owner, woman minority business owner on Nostrand Avenue. I also have a nonprofit organization. So we'll take it from there.
Okay, thank you so much. Just to be clear, tonight's meeting is the Social Services Committee, which is a committee of the overall community board, which meets once a month. So right now we're just discussing business specific to social services, but happy to have you here. So thank you all for raising the health fair. I think we can add that to the discussion. beyond that, has it typically only been one health fair a year? Have there been any other programs that people have wanted to do that fit within the realm of social services, or any ideas that, we've talked about but haven't implemented?
Well, that was the first, Mrs. Smith Reed, that was the first healthcare post-COVID. So
Okay.
we had, I think the one prior to that might have been in maybe 19, I believe. So we haven't had one since then. So
Okay. So I think what I can do is after this meeting, maybe meet with Chair Daly or have a conversation with Chair Daly and discuss possible dates for the health fair, and then come back to this group with dates. And then, we can discuss through email and then through our next meeting, kind of planning it. I don't know if if we do it June, that means we'd have one meeting between now and the health fair. Which means people would just need to commit to actually having conversation through email. If not, maybe it would be a July thing. Does that sound right to everyone here?
It's kind of close.
I think it is close. Maybe we might want
Yeah,
to tailor it for next year,
it's
because
kind
it's a
of
lot of,
close.
it's very timely in terms of planning, and I don't know if this is so close to the end. They're just two more meetings before the board goes recess. So maybe
Yeah, that does make sense. So with that in mind, would we maybe want to pivot to, creating, maybe liaising with Department of Health and Mental Hygiene or any other departments, and creating flyers or other kind of collateral that we could hand out around the community?
But usually, Ms. Reed, the education committee and the youth committee usually have something too. They usually have something. So we can probably join with them or get our persons to go and do what you have in mind. So we have to first find out if the education and youth committee, if they have anything. And then
We have something scheduled for April, I believe, or April and May, I believe. Also, please remember, we don't have anything in the summer. There's only one committee that has something in the summer, and that's because we don't have a meeting again in September at the beginning. But usually there are no meetings in July. No.
July.
Right, yes. So, and of course, as was said before, just 2 meetings or so is not
Yeah.
enough time to get things going, as Ms. Reed, I'm sure, knows.
Right.
Okay, so I think I will have a conversation with Chair Daly, just to get an idea of what the calendar looks like for the rest of the year, both in terms of what space is available for our committee and what other committees are doing. And I'll shoot an email to this group, just so everyone is on the same page, and then we can kind of think about what we think is best. If we do maybe want to try and do something in the summer, or maybe just have a table at another fair, or
Yeah.
table this for maybe early in the next fiscal year, which would be like September-ish. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
September would be too early too, because again, if we are out in June, June is usually the last
We can't.
meeting. Are
I
you
don't think
planning
we
to
can.
have meetings in the summer? And
Oh,
are people willing to meet in the summer to plan for September?
I think that would be the question to pose to the group. I'm not opposed to having a meeting or two in July, but
I
would
wouldn't be around, so I know that I don't know what other people's plans are. But
Mhm.
again, that is
yeah.
a question, again, as you said, that you have to post to the present to the committee and see who's going to be available and what their thoughts are in terms of planning during the summer for
Yeah.
something in
Mhm.
September. So I
And
think that's important to note.
yes,
So
totally
we have to
understand.
put
And
it on
also, just to
hold.
clarify, I just meant to note September as the beginning of the fiscal year, not necessarily say that we have to do something in September.
Yeah. It's usually an outdoor event. So if it's an outdoor event, then the fall may not be that perfect.
I mean, I'm of the mind that the way seasons have changed in the last couple years, we get enough 80-degree days in October, and
Okay, just keep your fingers crossed.
yeah. but I feel like, you know, the seasons aren't what they used to be. So I've definitely
But
seen
it's
some.
definitely too, we're not meeting, we haven't been meeting, so it might be difficult to do anything for this year.
Okay,
I think that might be the problem.
understood. So maybe instead we can just use this time and the time that we meet next, our next meeting to discuss
The plan.
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will hear what Daly says.
Yeah. Sounds good. Any other new business that anyone would like to present? Okay, hearing none.
Sorry,
moving-
listen, Ms. Reed, I'm sorry you asked that
No,
before and I wasn't
please.
Lululand. I represent the board on the Brookdale Cab. So the OBH Brookdale Cab, they're hosting having a fundraising gala in October at
Mhm.
Glen Terrace, October 19th, and that's basically to raise funds to support one of the departments within the hospital. That department has not been identified as yet. So when I get more information, I will let you know. The tickets are going to be $150, and the time is to be determined. So I'll bring the information back when I gather that information.
Okay, you said in October, right?
Yeah, October 19th. And it was supposed to have been held in 2000, but with COVID, we had to postpone it. And then since we had already, the deposit was made, we had to now plan to hold it. So that's why we're going ahead.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other new business? Okay, hearing none, moving on to unfinished business. Does anyone have unfinished business that they want to bring to the board? Carol, do we have enough people now to approve the last minute's meetings minutes? Sorry.
Hold on. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7. You got 14 people. So you need one more.
You have to have half plus one.
Okay. All right, no problem. We will table that and try to get enough people on next month.
Okay.
Okay, so hearing no more unfinished business, I think that we are ready to adjourn the meeting. Does anyone move to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn the Subservices Committee meeting. It's
Thank
Janice
you.
Reed.
Anyone second?
Yuli Mickle, seconded.
Thank you. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
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 Okay, and with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so much for time this evening. It was great to meet you all. Hope you have a wonderful week.
You too.
Nice meeting you all. Everyone
Have a
have a
good
good
night.
week.
Good
Thanks,
night.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.